Hi everybody, it's Debbie, Independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today I'm going to be showing you, I've had several requests from people about the Merriest Moments bundle in the mini catalog. And the reason this is so interesting is because this is the second now that Stampin' Up! Has come out with that is a hybrid embossing folder, and it coordinates with the Merriest Moments bundle in the catalog. So I'm going to show you how this works and give you a few ideas on how you can use the pieces. It is one of those sets that is truly just endless. I mean, here's your stamp set, and we also have the Merriest Frames dies, which are here and here and here. And we have the hybrid embossing folder. This is so super cool to use. And I understand that when you first get it, people are not quite sure how to do it. So let me get started and show you a few different ways to use this hybrid embossing folder. Now the first, we need to have our die cutting machine here. And let me zoom out a little bit so that you can see the machine. This is our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And we are going to start with the embossing folder itself. And to start with, this can be used just as an embossing folder. So we are going to start by putting just our front of our card in the embossing folder and getting it set up. Now for our pieces of for the embossing folder itself, you can see it tells you on here what pieces you need. So 3D embossing folder, we just need number 1 and number 4. And all of these pieces you can see are numbered. So when it tells you number 1 and number 4, okay, so we have our cardstock in here. And we are going to run this through and show you what you get with the embossing folder. Sorry about that. Okay, so we've ran the embossing folder through, and here is what you get. We're going to turn this over and look at the detail on that. It's beautiful. It has the square on the inside. You can now, it also comes with the die to cut the center out. So if you wanted to cut out a different color and put in there, that fits right inside of there. But if you don't, if you want to just leave this as your card base, you can do that. And here's one that's finished. You can see I have heat embossed "A Joyful Christmas to You and Yours" and added a few embellishments. And that by itself is a beautiful card. Now, if you wanted to go to the next step up, you could, again, just run this through as an embossing folder. Number 1 and number 4. There's so many different ways you can do this. It's just, I understand why people are getting confused as to, oh my goodness, what pieces do I use? Because there's just so many different ways that you can use this. Now again, here we have the embossing folder. But now, instead of making that the card front, we're going to take that and we're going to layer it onto a card base. And there you have, again, a beautiful piece to put on your card. And you could emboss that or decorate that. Again, you could cut the centerpiece and use a different color in there. Okay, now if we go one step farther, the really neat thing, the thing that makes this a hybrid, is that you can take and actually die cut at the same time. I think I have that backwards, and I think I have it backwards. Oh, it goes over here. Now, this actually fits in here, and it's probably hard to see on the video, but once you get it in place, you'll know it's in place. It goes on the side where the Stampin' Up! Symbol is, and once you get it there, then that holds it into place. So let's move on to another piece here, and we are going to add a piece of cardstock in here. So now when you put this through here, it is going to not only emboss, it is going to cut it out. So now when you pull this out, you have embossed and die cut it out. And again, you can use this in many different ways. You can put this on your card front. You can cut another piece to go inside. Here is a finished card with that. And on this one, I've used a dauber, finger dauber, and done different colors around it, embossed in the center. Went ahead and stamped a couple things in the background just to give it a little bit more. But that is the embossing folder with the die inside. Okay. Now we're going to take it even one step farther. And we are going to take a piece of Whisper White and we are going to run it through just like we did that piece with the remember, this goes on the side of this. You just have to turn it until you get it set right. And once it clicks, you're going to know it clicks. You're going to feel it pop into that. Okay, so this time we're going to do this again. Number 1 and number 4. What did I do with number 4? Here it is. So we're going to cut this out again. You open this up, you now have your piece cut out, and it's embossed as well as die cut. But this time we're going to go one step farther, and we have several pieces in our die set, including, let's put this one back on here. You can see you have all these flowers and leaves and things to decorate with too. So once you get this cut out, there's so much you can do with it. But here is a more detailed die. So now you're going to take the piece that you've already cut and embossed, and again, it clicks in. You feel it when it can't go any further. And this is thin die. So we use plate 1, plate 2, and plate 3. Now we're going to put this down on here and get our other plate on here and crank this through, and you're going to get even more detail. This, like I said, can be used so many different ways. Oh, my thing's coming off and I want you to see this. Okay, so now that we've taken that off, you're going to have just this little thin piece come off that's around the edge, but look at the detail. There's a few pieces that didn't come out here, and we'll just poke them out. Looks like most of them came out. So now you have this piece with all the detail. It's still embossed. The way they have done this, you can run it and the embossing stays. It doesn't flatten the embossing out. So let me show you a card that's done with that. With this one, with this card, I've done the first cut out of our green foil that's in the catalog, and then done the top out of the white. I've added a few embellishments, and so hopefully this helps some of you with your die cutting of the hybrid embossing folder. I want to show you, oh, here's another card that we did. It's not just for Christmas. We did this one, So Thankful for You. And this glitter paper was the paper that was with our celebrations last month. So there's that card. We have this card. There's another one here. Here's this card. And I didn't finish this, but this is one that you can do as a layer. So let me show you again the pieces. And like I say, there's so many other die cuts and stamps in the set that you can do with your cards. So this was embossing folder only. This is embossing folder and your large outline die. And these are done with embossing folder and your outline die, and then running it back through with the intricate detail die by itself. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope it helps. If you have any other questions, please let me know. I'll be glad to help and answer in any way I can. Remember, if you place your online order during October and use the host code, you will receive a special thank you card from me with a little something in it. Thanks for joining me. We'll see you later.